Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome. Good to see you all. Anyone here for the first time? Oh wow, that's good. Welcome to harekrishnavalley.com.au. So this is our Transcendental Sunday Open Day, which we do once a month. Because people like to find out what we do here. People are interested. They're driven past many times. Some people have been driving past for 20 years. And then they wonder, what do they do in there? So we have an open day. So you can come in. Actually, you can come in any time. But people are very shy. So they feel, oh, you know, is it okay if I go in there or not? On our front board it says visitors welcome. The reason we put that there is because visitors are welcome. So if you want to come, then you're welcome to come and visit. And then today is our open day. We do once a month. So we can bring the public in so they can see what we do. And then they can experience our culture, our way of life, our philosophy, our food, our cows, our flowers, and our statue of Ganesh. So if you would like to experience more of this, you're welcome to come anytime. But today is our open day. So on our last Sunday program, which we did 1 month ago, it was Mother's Day. And today is King's Day. Actually, I don't know if it is King's Day or not. I think it's, technically it's tomorrow. But it's the King's birthday. It's actually not the King's birthday. Because this is the world that we live in right now. Things don't actually all fit together very well. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? You know, sometimes things just don't kind of work properly. It's called modern civilization. Or sometimes we say not quite right. That's a description of modern civilization. It doesn't work properly. We see all over the world there's like an imbalance in society. Does this sound reasonable, what I'm saying? Anyone here tonight can relate to what I'm talking about? Yeah, most of you, I think. It doesn't really work properly. And the reason it doesn't work is because people are not following the instruction manual. There's an instruction manual how to live in this world. But to live properly in this world, you have to follow all of the features of the instruction manual. Which means you have to look after your body, your mind, and your spirit. There are different elements which are there. And it's interesting, right now as we speak, there's a huge Body, Mind, Spirit festival in Jeff's Shed in Melbourne, in the convention centre. They do that on this weekend every year. So we need to have a holistic program for our body, our mind, and our spirit in order to feel balanced within this world and to balance society as a whole. Because society is made up of individuals. And if the individuals are out of balance, then society becomes out of balance. So one of our missions here at Hare Krishna Valley is to show people a balanced civilization, a balanced society, where you can come here and you can see balanced people, at least reasonably balanced people, and then you can see a positive alternative of how to live in a different way, so that we can balance ourselves and then society can also become more balanced. So first of all, we focus on the body. So what things do we do here for the body? We do kirtan. Kirtan is what we just engaged in. We like to be active. The Hare Krishna movement is known for singing and dancing. And actually dancing is the nature of the soul. Right? The soul dances. When we dance, we feel natural. Right? When you're moving and you're dancing, you feel natural. That's why people do it. So one of the reasons why the Hare Krishna people are happy is because they sing and dance a lot. That's our program, that's our festival, that's our system. We do singing and dancing. So that is also for the body. It benefits the body because the body needs movement. One of the reasons why people have unhealthy bodies these days is because their body is not moving enough. Just like recently I went to India, and the day I arrived in India, I developed sciatica. Has anyone had sciatica before? Yeah. I actually read that 9 out of 10 people will get it at some point in their life. So the first time I got it, so I couldn't get off the bed for 1 day. So I did some research, and basically it's just because you're not moving your body enough. You know, because we sit down too much. So I was on the week before I left, I was doing a lot of office work to tidy things up before I left. And then you're on the plane for 12 hours just sitting. And then I went to sleep on the plane. I kind of went into a strange position. And then when I got to India, just everything locked up. So then I got back to Australia, I went to see my doctor about something else, and then I said to her I had sciatica. And she just looked at me and said, "You're not exercising enough." That's all it is. You know, people say, "Oh, it's this," and it's that. No, you're just not moving the body. The body needs to move. So we need to look after our body. So here at Hare Krishna Valley, we teach that. Move your body. Be active. Right? Come and help us. Right? Shovel the cow dung in the morning out of the cow barn. And be active. And your body will become strong. And then you have a balanced body. The body has to be balanced. Like, we're all going to be sitting here now. Most of us are sitting on the floor. Or we're sitting in like this half lotus position. I have to sit here for nearly an hour and speak to everyone. So if my body's not healthy, I can't do it. So our founder of the Hare Krishna movement, Swami Prabhupada, that's his picture there, he founded the Hare Krishna movement. He said, health first, then Krishna consciousness. Or health first, then self-realization. Right? If you're not healthy, how will you become self-realized? It'll be very difficult. You have to walk every day at least 10,000 steps. You can't do 6 weeks, lose 9 kg and then not keep walking. You have to do it continuously. Move your body, right? And live healthy. And actually, everyone did that anyway 200 years ago. Right? And then suddenly someone invented cars. Right? Industrialization. And as soon as that happened, everyone started getting more and more unhealthy. Because we're meant to, they say that we should walk at least 10,000 steps a day. At least. Right? Most of us, if you clock it, we have to have little watches or little things we put on our arms. So, am I walking enough? Have I walked? Oh, I've only walked 9,900 steps today. I have to walk another. It's like people just did it naturally in the past. And that was part of lifestyle because we didn't have cars. You had to walk if you wanted to go somewhere. You had to be active. So we teach people first to be active. That's for the body. Secondly, the mind. Now, unfortunately, in this day and age, mental disease is the #1 disease on the planet. It's overtaken the other diseases, heart disease, cancer. I found out the other day the second biggest killer of people right now in Australia is, #2 is dementia. #2. Yeah, second biggest killer now. People's brains are not working. Brain health, not working. Eating the wrong food, not enough exercise. If you do the right things in life, enough exercise and so forth, then your brain should be quite healthy, generally speaking. So mental disease is on the rise. So here at Hare Krishna Valley, we work out how to get rid of your mental disease. You don't have to take pills. You come here, we don't give you pills. You know what we give you?
Good thoughts.
Yeah, good thoughts. That's one thing. We give you many things which are beneficial. If you want your mind to be happy, you need to hang out with the cows. So we give you cow seva. Cow seva means cow service. After lunch, we'll all go and see the cows. You want to see the holy cows? The peaceful cows? Yeah, come after lunch, we'll show you. They will fix your mind. You don't need to take a pill, you just need to pack cows. The more you pack cows, the more your mind will be peaceful. We've got more and more people, since COVID happened, and then mental disease went up, escalated by, I think it was 33% after COVID, because it was so unnatural, it was so difficult for people. We've been busier than ever the last 3 years. People just coming more and more and more, right? And one of the big features we have here is the cows. Because if you spend time with the cows, they will pacify the mind. Because the mind is governed by the moon. You know the planet at night time, have you seen it? The moon? Everyone knows what I'm talking about? No? Oh, no, yeah. Oh, I just need some feedback here. Everyone knows what the moon is, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So, you know the moon. In India we call it Chandra. And then in Australia we call it moon. So that moon governs the mind. There's a connection between the two. The moon governs the water on the planet. You see the tide, the ocean. It's controlled by the moon. High tide, like I was at Lawn yesterday. High tide is the moon's over here. Low tide means the moon's over there. It governs. It also governs the mind, right? Wherever the moon is moving, right? It makes your mind move. And you see on full moons, I know people who are in mental health departments, psychiatric wards and so forth, they say on the full moon, the ward becomes very active, right? Napoleon comes out, and Jesus comes out, and all the different people, they come out, because the moon goes, when the moon fixes the mind, these things are actually there. So people have a lot of problems with the mind in this day and age. So how to fix the mind? The moon also governs cows, right? They're directly connected, because the moon is soothing. The light of the moon is soothing. Like if you go to India, sometimes on the full moon, there's a sacred mountain called Govardhan. Govardhan, from India you might have heard. Govardhan Parvat. Giriraj Parvat. Yeah. So it's a sacred mountain. So sometimes on the full moon, when we're there in India, we like to walk around the mountain in the moonlight. Right? All night. It's very beautiful. Right? And if you do it in the hot season, the earth is hot from the sun being out all day, because India gets very hot. They just had a heat wave recently, 48 degrees in Govardhan. I've got some friends who live there. It was 48 degrees. Right? You think it gets hot here? This is very, very hot. So the ground is still hot at night time, but it's interesting because during the daytime, if the sun is very hot, you go into the shadow under the tree, the ground is cooler. But then at night time, when the moon comes out, the moon is shining, if you go into the shadow where the moon is not hitting, that's warmer than where the moon is hitting. So the moonlight is soothing. It's cooling. It's a different energy. It's a different thing. So cows are also soothing. The moon and the cows are connected. So they have that same calming effect. So if you have mental health problems, you just come here. If you're feeling depressed or anxious or whatever all the different terms we have for mental problems, you just come here and you just hang out with our cows. And then it will automatically pacify you. You'll feel that. That effect is there. That is why this place, it says, when you come in, right, the second sign on the fence, what does it say? You know the signs as you drive down the driveway? What's number 2 say? It's just after number 1. It's actually number 1 at the moment because number 2 is actually down. Sorry, I mean number 1's down at the moment because we have to put the fence back up. The first one's humility. That's the first one, but it's not there at the moment, so if you didn't get that, that's okay. We'll still give you a free dessert. But the second one, which is now the first one, that says? Peace. Very good. You get a free drink as well. So peacefulness, because that's what you'll get when you get here. All those qualities, they will amplify when you come here. You'll feel more peaceful. If it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. You'll feel more peaceful when you come here. It's guaranteed. Because this place is a place. Why? Because we respect life. We respect the trees. We respect nature. We respect Mother Earth. We respect the cows. And if you live in a place where life is respected, then that energy will come back to you and you will also feel peaceful in your life. Otherwise you won't feel peaceful. And that's why this bigger society that we live in is not peaceful. Why? Because they don't respect cows. They don't respect each other properly. They don't respect the earth. And then all of this karma, it comes back to you. And then people feel anxious in their lives. So how will you find peace? How will you have peace of mind if you don't learn these practical things? So that's what we teach here. So for the body, for the mind, and then for the spirit. Because the spirit is who we actually are. Right? The body is just temporary. Right? Just like if you have a car, right? If you drive a car, which most of us do, you've probably had more than one car in your life. But you're the same person. But the car is different. Now, you don't identify with your car. Like when you meet someone, you don't say, hello, my name is Mercedes. Yeah, you don't say like that. Because the car's just, it's an extension of you. It's not you. Right? So in the same way, the body that we're in now is not us. Right? The soul, or the Atma, that is us. We are the soul. And the body is just like the car. It's just the vehicle which moves us around. But this body one day will disappear, right? And then my soul will go to another body, possibly. Or, if you become enlightened, you go back to the other world. Right? There is another world. Hands up if you believe in another world. another place. So put your hands up. If you don't, leave your hands down. I just want to see, because I want to understand the room. Yeah. So most of you believe there's another place. Another place. Because if this place is it, if this is the best, as good as it gets, we've got a problem. Yeah. Because this place is not the best. Right? This place is like, if you go on an Indian train, right, you have first class and you have not first class. You know, third class or something like that. If you go down the back of the train, it's not so nice. I've been a few times on the other, it's not so nice. If you go on the nice part, the first class or second class, that's quite pleasant. But if you go down the back, it's congested, right? People are trying to pick your pocket, right? People are snoring. Someone wants you to hold their chicken while they go to the bathroom, right? It's not necessarily a pleasant experience. Right? So this world we're in now, this material world where our soul has found itself in, is what Krishna calls in the Bhagavad Gita apara prakriti, or inferior creation. Right? It's not as good as this superior creation. There is another creation, which this is modelled off or reflected off, which is superior. And it is called para prakriti, which means superior. And that place is full of eternality, knowledge, and bliss. Does it sound like a okay situation? Yeah. Imagine eternality. You don't die. Right? No one dies there.
Sounds
Why?
Like a library.
What's that?
Sounds like a library.
Sounds like a library, yes.
Knowledge, bliss.
Yeah, yeah. I've never thought of it like that, but it's like sitting in the Wampons library forever. Yeah. No, I understand your correlation, but it's even better than the library, even better, because there's rivers running through it.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
Library in nature.
Yeah, library in nature, imagine it. Even better. And you get free Hare Krishna food all day long. Pretty good. And you can talk as well. You don't have to, so it's pretty good. But yeah, it's a nice correlation. That is full of eternality. In other words, no one dies. No one is born. Right? So everything just exists continuously. And it is full of knowledge. And everyone is enlightened. So it means everyone treats everyone respectfully. And everyone thinks, I want to serve you. There's no exploitation. In this world, everyone exploits each other. I want something from you. Here at Hare Krishna Valley, we try to teach people, we don't want something from you, we want to serve you. We want to give to you. We want to enlighten you. It's not an exploitive mood. That is the difference. And it is full of bliss, because if you live like that, you will become blissful. You'll become happy, which is the nature of the spiritual world. The nature of the soul is anandam buddhi vardhanam. Anandamayo bhyasat means the soul is always chasing after ananda, or bliss. He always wants to be happy. That's the nature of the soul. So we want to chase bliss, but we can't find bliss in this world. Hands up if you find bliss in this world. You can tell me if you find it. Yeah. Good.
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Definitely not as much as you wanting.
Not as much as you want, but occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. Yeah. It's a strong word, blissful.
It's a strong word, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the nature of the soul. We only feel complete when we're blissful. So why do we settle for second best? Why do we live in a world where we can't be blissful all the time? It doesn't make sense. And that's why we're frustrated. That's why, does anyone get frustrated sometimes? Hands up, you get frustrated sometimes? You don't feel complete? Yeah, nearly everyone. Yeah, that's the nature of this world. There is a place where you can feel complete all the time, but you have to go there. And what we teach here is how to get there. Right? And that's why we did the chanting before we started, because the chanting takes us there. Because the chanting meditates or focuses your consciousness on Krishna, on God. And then once your consciousness is fixed like that, then you can, at the end of this life, if you're meditating on Him, you can transcend. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam, whatever you remember at the time of death, that's what you will attain. So if you have material desires and attachments, you will take birth again in this world. You'll get another body. But it may not be as good. This world is going to go through some big changes in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Big changes. and unfortunately a lot of them are not very good. This is just a little bit of prediction for you. Don't want to ruin your Sunday, because it's King's Day and we're all happy. But I'm just being realistic. Right? There's going to be problems in the world. I mean, there already are problems, but they're escalating. I think all of us can sense it. There's going to be some serious implosions in the future. We don't know how soon, whether it's 10 years from now or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, but they're coming. Some serious implosions. It's going to be big problems. So what we do in the Hare Krishna movement, we teach people to get out quickly. This lifetime, meditate on Krishna, meditate on God, and then at the end of this life, transcend. So that's why we do the chanting. And every day we do this chanting in meditation for 2 hours a day. I've been doing this for about 35 years, this chanting. Why? Because it fixes the consciousness. And at the time of death, if that's where your consciousness is in, you can transcend. You can go back to that other world, that wonderful, beautiful library in the sky that lasts forever. And we can stay there perpetually. Does it sound reasonable? Yeah, it sounds not too bad. Sounds not too bad. So it's up to everyone, right? We all have independence, so we can choose. If you want to stay here or go there, that's up to you. If you like Warren Ponds better, stay here. If you like Colac better, stay here, right? And if you like Point Cook better, stay here. But if you want to go to that other world, which we call Goloka, Vrindavan, what does Goloka mean? Anyone who knows a little bit of the Indian languages, Sanskrit or Hindi? Goloka. And Go means cow, Loka means place or planet, planet of the cows. There's so many cows up there, they call the spiritual world Goloka. Right? Because when you wake up in the morning, what do you hear? Does that sound like a cow? Or? Oh, good. There's some people looking at me like,
You've got it.
what are you actually trying to do? Like that. So these are the kids that sound accurate or not bad? Not that good. Okay, it wasn't that good. But anyway, like that. I'm an amateur cow impersonator, but this is what we're meant to hear in the morning. Right? The cows in the spiritual world. There's so many. And you see all the pictures with Krishna, with God? He's the bluish cowherd boy. So you see, he always has cows around him. Because this is what it's like in the spiritual world. It's colourful, it's full of life, it's full of dancing, right? And there's many cows there. So that's why at Hare Krishna Valley we keep the cows. So when you come here, you can meet them and you can get used to it, because when you get there, there's a lot of them. And you might have to help milk them. If Krishna says go and milk the cows, you have to go and milk the cows. That's our service. Because in the spiritual world, everyone lives to do service, seva. In this world, we live to be served. Just like people, they work hard all year to go on holiday, right? So say you go on holiday, you go to Bali, and then you go to the resort, and you're sitting next to the pool. And then you expect people to come to you and bring you your drinks and do all these things, right? That's what you pay for. Can you imagine you work hard all year, you pay, you go on your holiday, and then you start walking around the resort saying, oh, do you need anything? Can I help you? Can I bring you a drink? People don't do that. Because everyone in this world thinks, oh, it's all for me. But in the spiritual world, it's the opposite. You work hard, you chant Hare Krishna. When we leave this world, we go back there, and when we get there, we don't sit down on a banana lounge, right, and say to everyone, oh, bring me a lassi, bring me a drink. No, we start saying, is there any service I can do? And Krishna says, yes, please go and milk the cows. And then we just fit in, we just slide into eternality, knowledge and bliss. So that's what we're teaching here at Hare Krishna Valley. It's for the mind, body and spirit. Because the mind, body, spirit is going on today at the convention center, so we bring the mind, body, spirit festival to you. 150 kilometers away, we bring that vibration. And even there at the mind, body, spirit festival, you may not learn everything that you learn here. You may not see the example. Here we try to live the example, so you can actually see how to live in this world peacefully. Because people are meant to live like this. We have 200 acres surrounded by forest, with kangaroos everywhere and wildlife. That's how we're meant to live. It's not natural to live in concrete cities, where everyone's stuck in like a congested area. That's not natural. People never lived like that in the past. That's also why we have mental health problems, because we're not living naturally. If you live out here automatically, I heard the other day, someone said that, I think it was one doctor, he said that if you go for a bushwalk, just walking in nature for 20 minutes, that's as effective as taking an antidepressant pill. So which one are you going to do? Take a pill? Oh no, I don't feel so bad. Or you just go for a walk? Oh wow, I don't feel so bad. So which one is more effective? So that's why living here, we should feel like this. That's why we have these places out here. And Prabhupada, our founder, he established these farms all over the planet. In Australia we have 3, right? And then all over the planet, if you go to most countries in the world, we have these farms here to show people these examples. We have 850 temples all around the cities, all over the world. We have around about 200 farms. We have thousands of restaurants, all that, just to show people a positive example. So we're glad that you all came and joined us here today, so that we can understand and we can share a little bit of our culture, our knowledge with you. So I'll ask, does anyone have any questions or comments about anything we've discussed or about anything at all that you want to know about spirituality or spiritual life, the meaning of life, the universe, everything? That's what we specialize in. So if you'd like to ask something, you can ask.
Could you expand what you said, that the coming years are not going to be good, is not just in the air? Could you explain the karma part, how that we all as our doings and our deeds is going to lead to that bad days? So can you explain the part of karma for us as humans leading?
In this world?
Right. You said the years are not going to be good, right? So it's already
in
the
the future.
Puranas, Kali Yuga and all that. So
Yeah, because karma means action. So whatever you do, that is karma, right? Because we're all doing action all day long. We all do things. But there's good karma and there's bad karma. Bad karma is called vikarma. Vikarma means not good things. Like if people kill animals or if they eat meat, that's called vikarma, that's bad karma. You know, like on the earth, humans kill over 1 trillion animals every year. Chicken, fish, cows, sheep, goats, everything. If you add it all up, over 1 trillion. So how do we expect? That's bad karma. Right? All that karma is going to come back to humanity later on. Why do we have wars? Why are people killing each other? Right? Because we do it to the animals, and then all that energy eventually comes back to us. That's called bad karma, vikarma. Karma means good karma. Means you do good things. You're vegetarian and you're peaceful, and you do yoga, and you say Hari Om when you see people, and you go Namaskar, like that. So it's good karma. That's nice. And you're doing good things. But it may not be completely spiritual. It means you're doing good things in this world, but you may not be reaching the spiritual world or the higher dimension. So what we teach here at Hare Krishna Valley is called akarma. Akarma means no karma. So it means all the activities we do are spiritual, because they're based on bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga means devotional service. We do service which is connected to Krishna or God. And we teach it just like I'm doing now. I could be speaking about anything. No, but I speak about things which will help to enlighten other people. So by doing this, this is called akarma, spiritual activity, which helps to raise us to a higher platform, bring everyone with us. Does that answer? So yeah, unless you start doing that, then all the bad karma will come, and that's why we said, because people are not changing, unfortunately, then 20 years or 10 years or 50 years from now, there's going to be big problems in the world, much bigger than what we're seeing now. Is that okay? Okay, please come again. Any other questions? Everyone has become enlightened. Any other questions? You can ask. We have time, so if you'd like to ask something then. Yeah.
What do we do to go to another planet, like to transcend to another planet? What are the activities like?
Which planet are you talking about?
The Goloka?
Oh, the spiritual world.
Yes.
Yeah, as I said, the first thing we need to do is to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. because that mantra will take you to the other place. Because it fills your consciousness with Krishna. And then if you remember Krishna at the time of death, you go to Krishna. So chanting is primary. That's what we do primarily. Because sooner or later, all of us will meet death. The body will perish. And then whatever the consciousness is thinking, that's where we'll go next. About 15 years ago, I was in New Zealand and I had a car accident. So our car was going along the road and we hit ice. And then the car went off the road and crashed. And at that time, I don't remember the car accident because I got hit on my head. So I woke up in hospital and thought, oh, okay, I don't remember going to bed here. But here I am. They had to cut me out of the car and the helicopter had to fly us to the hospital, and then I just woke up in the hospital. Oh, what happened? And then my previous wife, she came, she walked in the room, and I looked at her and I said, I don't remember going to bed here. I don't remember what happened. She said, yeah, we're in a car accident. So she was telling me. And then I said, what was I doing, when we crashed? She said, you were saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Which was, for me, was very reassuring. Because at the time of death, or near death, close to death, then my mind, all through all my practices, it was fixing on Krishna. Krishna is my shelter, my ashraya. So he's the one that we should take shelter of. So if we take shelter of him, then we will go to him at the time of death. So that is what we need to practice. So first we need to chant. Secondly, we need to shravanam. Shravana means hearing. So we need to hear these things. Read spiritual books like Bhagavad Gita and come to like these kind of discourses. Like on YouTube, on my phone I have YouTube. Excellent app because it has so many spiritual things on it. There's also a lot of rubbish on it. There's very spiritual things. So this morning I was listening to lectures by spiritual swamis and female members of our movement who are very enlightened. So I listen to these things, and that helps me also fix my mind on my spirituality. So we have to do these things. And also very good is offering the food to Krishna, the spiritual food. Like we'll have lunch soon. So that food that we will serve everyone, that is offered to God, offered to Krishna, it is purified. It is called prasad. In India we say prasad. Are you from India? Yeah, so you know what prasad is. Yeah, prasad means grace or mercy. So when you take the prasad, it purifies your consciousness. You become enlightened. Just by eating Hare Krishna food, you can become an enlightened soul. That's how powerful it is. When I came here to Hare Krishna Valley many years ago, I was skinny. And by taking the Hare Krishna food, sometimes I take a little bit too much. Sometimes I take a little bit too much, but it leads to enlightenment. I can testify to this just by taking the Hare Krishna food. Eddie, yeah.
What is spiritual food? What is Hare Krishna food?
Hare Krishna food.
Like how do we make it at home? Can we?
Can you make it at home?
Yeah.
Okay. You can make it at home because you have to cook pure vegetarian food. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Means I will only eat vegetarian things. So we don't eat meat, fish or eggs. In the Hare Krishna movement we also don't have garlic and onion and mushrooms. So certain things. But if you cook without those things, the pure vegetarian food, you can offer it to God, to Krishna. And he says, Ashnami, I will accept it. I will make it spiritualized, and then you can feed it to your family, and your whole family will become enlightened. Even your baby in your womb, she can become enlightened just by taking the Hare Krishna food in your home. Yeah. So then you can have a picture of Krishna like we do here. We have the altar, and then you have the plate, which is only for Krishna, and then you can offer it to him with mantras, with prayers, and then he will accept it, bless it. And then you can also take the Hare Krishna food. We never eat the food until it's offered to Krishna. That's very important. Like we cooked all that today, no one tasted it. You know, in the kitchen everyone always tastes when you're cooking. Everyone's always, we don't do that. And then we offer it to Krishna, he tastes it, and then we take it, and it always turns out very nice. That's all. Is that okay? Yeah. Nice question. Yes, madam.
I'm just curious, I understand the no meat, no eggs,
Yeah.
but why the garlic? Is there a reason for, did you say garlic and something else?
Onion
Onion, is there a reason?
and mushrooms. Yeah, there's a reason for that. They're not sattvic foods.
Yeah.
Do you know this term sattvic? You understand? Sattvic means foods which make you peaceful.
Okay.
We say in goodness. Garlic and onion, they are rajasic foods. They stimulate your nervous system, they make you passionate. You know, if you eat too much garlic, it's like, oh, I feel really, like I want to do something. I like the garlic, you know, I've got to have some more of it, you know, it's like that. It stimulates you, it actually stimulates the nervous system. Japan Airlines, I don't know if they still do it to this day, but about 20 years ago, the pilots who fly the planes, they have to sign a disclaimer. A part of their contract for being a pilot is they're not allowed to eat garlic 6 hours before they fly because it throws off the nervous system. It can overstimulate you like that. So you want the pilot to be quite peaceful because it's a big job. Yeah, sometimes when I'm landing on a plane, I think God, the pilot must be really focused. I mean, it can't be easy landing something that big on the ground. You know, doing it safely must require a lot of steadiness of mind. So that's why we don't take the onion and garlic. And we don't take mushrooms because they're considered to be a fungus. And they're considered to be what we call tamasic, or they breed ignorance or darkness because they're grown in those places. So they will have that kind of effect on the consciousness over time. So these are just things we don't eat. They're called sattvic foods. Sattvic foods means foods which make you peaceful and so forth. So we eat those things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, madam.
So we said, all of us experience moments of bliss while we are in this world. What can we do to experience more and more of that while we are here in this world?
You come and spend more time here.
We can't be here every day.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hare Baba, just buy a house down the road and you I don't have to work out all your things. You can't. Okay, so yeah, it's true. You can't all live because you live on the other side of Melbourne, right? So, as we said to you before, there's people meeting on the other side of Melbourne who regularly get together, do what we're doing right now. They chant, and they take the spiritual food, and they discuss this spiritual philosophy. So all around Melbourne, we're doing that. Where do you do it? No, I'm talking about Motherwell. Where do you do it?
I used to do it in Truganina.
Trigonina.
Used to.
Yeah, like that. So, he used to run one of these groups where people come together and they do all this spiritual activity like we're doing now. So, around your side, they're there, we can connect you to the groups, and then you can come together and you can also do it. You can come together and you can meet and you can also do like that. Or you can just drive over here every night after work. Whatever's easier. Yeah, we can do whatever we teach here, you can also do in your own home.
How do we do that? Apart
Same.
from the food?
Same, like you just saw we all got together, we did some chanting, get together with the family, you can chant. Spiritual books, like the Bhagavad Gita, if you go to our shop, you can get all these spiritual books and then you can read them just like we're doing now. It's all the same. And then you go and visit the temple or you come here to the farm and then, in between. And then you get like recharge. I think you can also do like that. It's possible. So yeah, if you need to be connected to a group, just contact us, we'll let you know. We have so many friends who are doing this. There's thousands of people doing this now, all over the world, but also all over Melbourne. So. Any other questions? From George.
No,
Sister.
Just, can I add something that, like, also as he said, like he uses YouTube to listen to lectures or that, like there is also very nice kirtans for amazing singers all around the world. Just playing kirtan at home, it just brings the whole atmosphere. It just completely makes you feel peaceful and happy. Just all of those resources, the groups are there and it's really important and good if we can have access to them, but in between meeting once a week or that, then you can do that every day at home. That's right.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, that's what we do. We just play kirtan all the time, spiritual, and then purifies your atmosphere, your home. When we're cooking the meal for everyone, we play the kirtan and we all meditate on that. So then that vibration goes into the food, and the prasad becomes more and more powerful. Any other questions or comments? We have time, so if you have something you want to ask, you can ask.
Can I just add something like that?
Yeah.
Like, we also run retreats here, like, yeah, so you have a few announcements there also. Because some retreats coming, like, to teach people how to cook vegetarian, and you're not vegetarian yet, and you want to learn to this important link, trying to develop a spiritual life. And then astrology retreats as well, and yeah, yoga retreats. I just think give us all of those tools that we can try to incorporate in our daily lives.
Yeah, we run retreats here. The posters are outside there, and then if you get on our Facebook group or our email list, you can leave your email list in the shop, and then we can let you know when we do these retreats. And we teach you. You can come here and stay a few nights with us, and you can learn about these things that we teach to help incorporate into your own life when you go home. So, thank you, sister. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to ask about forgiveness.
I can't hear properly.
I would like to ask about forgiveness. Like this is my first time here, and I haven't been through the whole session of lectures that went through. I just joined right now. But yes, about forgiveness, I feel like I do have a hard time forgiving. How do we make that process easy?
Forgiving who?
Any person who does something wrong in front of me.
What did they do wrong to you?
Not to me. Maybe not following rules.
Like what?
Cooking.
Cooking?
Yeah, because I work in a kitchen.
Oh, they burnt the food or something? Or?
Not like that. Like not labeling properly.
Not labeling properly?
Yeah.
My God, who are these people? They don't even label properly in the kitchen.
Not sealing bags. So.
The what?
Not sealing bags.
They don't seal the bags in the kitchen, really? My God.
Sometimes it happens, and it really gets to me.
Yeah. Are you the boss or something? Or?
No.
Oh, you just work there? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, so the system would be, is that we have to train people. We have to train people. That's what we do here. People come here, they learn. We train them. So we teach them. If they're not acting properly, we say, hey, don't do like that, do like this. Right, so you have to train. So in the kitchen, if they're not sealing the bags, go to the authority and ask the authority to train them. So our standard here is we seal the bags. Like that, and that'll help your life, then you'll be able to tolerate it easier.
But, like, I feel like I can't forgive that thing. It just
You
stays
can't,
with
you,
me.
you can't forgive the bag sealer.
Not just that. I mean, a lot of things other than that. Other actions, people around me.
Yeah, people aren't very tolerant in this world, in general. People lack tolerance. And we also lack tolerance, like that. And it's interesting because the first thing Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita is you're not your body. And the second thing he teaches is you have to be tolerant. Because as long as you're in this world, you have to tolerate. Because this world is dysfunctional. It doesn't work properly, as we said in the beginning. So you have to tolerate. And we have to understand we're just passing through. Right? This is just a temporary experience. Right? Even our life, which is 80 years or 100 years, that's not a long time in eternality. I was thinking the other day, I'm 54 now. Right? So then I thought to myself, I'm over the halfway mark. So, you know, if I get really caught up on this whole thing and get really upset about, you know, what people are doing around me, it kind of defeats the purpose of what all of this is about. It's better I just tolerate, right, and just stay focused on my spiritual journey and try to help others become enlightened. But if I get too caught up in all the problems in the world, it's not really going to do me any good and other people good. So we have to set a positive example to people, right? But if I worry about, oh, you know, like someone was telling me, oh, Donald Trump did this and Donald Trump did that, of course he's going to make mistakes. He's not the most enlightened person on the planet. So of course, but if I spend my whole life worrying, oh my God, he did this, he did that, no, set a positive example. You know, if I ever meet him, I'll say, Don, you know, the Don man, or Donald, or whatever, you know, I'll just say, you know, what are you doing? It's not the most enlightened. He actually did help the Hare Krishna movement, at least once I know of. He's actually done things for us, you know, positively. So, you know, he's not all bad. No one's all bad. You know, so, you know, but if I met him, we'd say, hey, maybe consider, instead of making America great again, why don't we our campaign be, make America chant again, or make everyone enlightened again, or like that. You know, it could be a lot more focused, spiritually focused. So you have to tolerate in this way. You have to learn tolerance. So if you're not very good at it, you have to practice. Otherwise, you know, you'll spend a lot of time being frustrated in this world. And train people properly. Like if they're not sealing the bags, bring them down here for a weekend, and we'll teach them how to seal the bags. We'll do a sealing bag retreat. Because it's not that hard. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm just curious about how do I practice? Like, what changes can I bring in?
Well, you, like I said, you have to practice the basics of spiritual life, as we've said. You know, chanting, studying the spiritual literature, offering your food, you know, becoming vegetarian, all those things. Those things are going to help you. And if you're living like that, you'll be more tolerant. But if you're not living a spiritual life, of course you're not going to be tolerant, because you're not really doing anything about yourself. Right? So practice those things, then you'll become more tolerant. And then you have to understand, you know, there's things that you can influence in your circle, like in your world's purview, you know, what you experience. There's things you can influence, and there's things that are out of your control. Like I can't control what Donald Trump's going to say next. I can't, because, you know, I don't have that influence. But I can influence a certain amount within my sphere of existence, so I try to work on that. Try to give a positive example for those around me. Is that okay? Okay. Any other question? Yeah.
It's a little bit personal, I think, towards you. You don't have to answer if you don't feel like it.
Yeah. Okay.
How did you discover Hare Krishna, and why did you choose this path?
Yeah, that's a good question. I discovered it on my grandmother's bookshelf. So I was, how old was I? 18, I think. So I left school, and I was studying acting. So I was an acting student studying acting. And I used to do modelling to make money, to study my acting and everything. And then I was doing an acting course, like a 6-week TAFE course, how to be a model. You know, just learn how to be a model. They teach you all these things. And it wasn't very interesting. And I was going there for a couple of weeks, and I think this is really boring. It's like that 6 weeks you could have taught in about 6 hours. You know, but you know, if anyone's watching on YouTube now who did the modelling course, I'm sorry, but it was like, but it was. I just felt like it was not very stimulating. So I would go to my grandmother's house during the day instead of going to the modelling course, because she wouldn't tell my mother I wasn't at the course. So I was hanging out so I went to my grandmother's house. She wasn't home, so I was watching television. And then about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think back then it used to be called Days of Our Lives. You know, like, I don't know what they have now, but it's not, once again, not very interesting. It's about as interesting as the modelling course. So I turned the television off, and then I looked on the bookshelf right next to me, and there was a book there that said Coming Back, The Science of Reincarnation. I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I picked up the book, and this is one of the books based on Prabhupada's teachings, based on the Bhagavad Gita. And then I read the book. I spent about 2 hours reading the book, and at the end I thought, wow, this is enlightened on. This is what I'm looking for. So after about 9 months, because I still had material desires, I wanted to become a world-famous actor, and I had other desires, things I wanted to do. I wanted to sail a yacht to the Mediterranean. A friend of mine had a yacht, and he was going to go to the Mediterranean and pick up another yacht and sail it back. And so I had all these material desires, but these things weren't fructifying. It wasn't coming together. So after about 9 months, then I thought I'll go and visit. In the back of the book, there was mentioned there's a temple in Albert Park. And then in my mind, I thought it was just like a shop front. That's in my mind for some reason. I thought it's a little shop front, and you go in and there's spiritual people there and you talk about something. And then when I pulled up at the temple in Albert Park, it's this beautiful mansion. I thought, oh wow, this place is amazing. And I walked in there and the beautiful gardens. And there was a monk walking around, Jagannath Balaprabhu. And back then, now it's a very busy place, but back then, about 1989, it was very quiet. So I was there for about an hour by myself. There was only this one monk. He kept walking around. He didn't speak to me. He just like, oh, wow. He doesn't even talk. He must be enlightened. I thought, wow, I want to be like him. So then I spoke to the monks. After some time, he introduced me to someone. He said, oh, speak to this person. I spoke to them. Then they said, speak to the president. So I spoke to the president. And I said, I want to live here. And he said, well, you just walked in here. We don't just let people just live here. And I said to him, well, I'm going to come every day. So better you just let me live here and then I don't have to drive home. So I actually talked him into letting me move in. And then he said, okay, move in. I said, just give me 3 or 4 days. I'll just tie everything up. So I went home. And I told my mother, I said, I'm becoming a Hare Krishna. And she said, what? What are you doing? You can't do this to your mother. And she said to me, I will buy you a plane ticket anywhere in the world right now if you don't do this. Because I want to go to the Caribbean. So she said, I'll buy you a ticket right now. I said, no, I'm over everything. I've done everything. I've been through enough in life already. I was 19. I felt like I experienced enough. I said, no, I want to be a monk. So then I became a monk, a brahmachari for 8 years, lived in the ashram. And then I got married, and then I moved here about 17 years ago with my friend Manigrida. And now we run this place as a spiritual retreat center and a cow protection facility. And, we live a spiritual way of life out here. So that's my whole life in about 3 minutes. Yeah, it's good. Nice question. Any other questions?
So the Albert Park temple, and this is all part of the whole one?
Everything is one. It is all one. All is one. Everything is one. It's owned by the temple in Melbourne.
Right.
So yeah, it's 200-acre farm.
Right.
Originally, when we bought this farm, about 1987, we bought the farm. We built this building we're in now. This was actually a school. So we had a Hare Krishna primary school, and the kids would come down here and they would stay here, and then they go back on the weekends to Melbourne. And the 2 buildings down there were ashrams for the kids. So it was a school. And then the school closed in the 90s. The government was merging small schools in country Victoria, so they took away funding. So we lost our funding at the time. It was a state school. And then the school closed, and then I moved down here with money about 17 years ago, and then we opened it as a retreat center. So we renovated the whole thing. When I got here, it was all blackboards and like that. So we turned it into like a retreat center, and now we run it as a retreat center. Any other questions? We have time for one more, if anyone has any. Anything you want to know about anything, we can answer, and we can try to answer.
Would you go to Donald Trump and say, call him Don?
If I met Donald Trump, would I call him Don? Probably not.
Worse.
Probably not. No, he's like everyone. He's not... Everyone has good in them. He's not all bad. I actually know things he's done which are good. And he actually says some good things as well. He says a lot of crazy things. He's a very strange person, actually. He says very strange things, but he also says very sensible things sometimes too. So it's like everyone. But he's too materialistically driven at this point in time. He's too materialistically focused. You know, and that's the problem with that. And I don't think he's ready to become spiritually enlightened. Doesn't seem. I mean, he's about 80 now, so he should get it together pretty quick. You know, there's not a lot of time left. We're talking about years now. It's not a lot of time. So, you know, if I was him, I would really get spiritually serious very fast. But I don't think, it doesn't look like he's going to do that. So yeah, I probably wouldn't call him Dom if I met him. But yes, sir.
What did Donald Trump do to help the Hare Krishna movement? Could you mention that he helped it? So in what way did he help them?
He owns property in New York, in Manhattan, which is the center of New York. And he had one piece of land, like a vacant lot, because he owns quite a lot of land and property there. And we have a Rath Yatra. You know what Rath Yatra is? So it's a big cart festival where we have, for those who don't know, we have these huge carts, and we take the deities of Jagannath and we do a big parade through all over the world. They're doing it now in Europe. Now this is the time of year. They did it in Jagannath Puri only a few weeks back. So we were doing that in New York, and we need a place to store the carts. And then someone asked him, they said, oh, can we, that vacant block, can we store the carts there? And he said, yeah, you can. And he let us store it there for free. He didn't ask us for any money or anything. So he did some service to Krishna. So that blessed him. So the Donster has made some spiritual advancement. Any other questions or comments? Yeah.
Just you want to say how you said Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of our movement, and then he decided to go to US to establish this whole movement, because he knew that whatever US was doing, the rest of the world will follow. But this, like Donald Trump is just someone else, part of the system that just thinks that all material life is the goal, you know, just like. But yeah, it was many people back in the days when Prabhupada went there in the 60s, 70s, that were not happy and could notice that money wouldn't make us really happy all the time. And they were looking for something else, and it was actually all the people that joined back in the 60s and the 70s and helped him later on to open all the centers around the world. But yeah, it's just sad to see that our politicians and our leaders are still thinking that what brings success and happiness to humanity is money. And that's been his logo, thinking, oh, let's make Americans feel great. Because they think that because there has been economic recession and problems, that's what is making the country be unhappy and successful. But yeah, that's part of the teachings and what Prabhupada taught around the world, that what was lacking in our societies is lack of spiritual knowledge and spiritual life.
Yeah, because he's, and all politicians actually, in Australia, whenever they have elections, everyone talks about economics. Because they think if the country's making good money, everyone will be happy. But money is just a part of life. It's not the goal of life. You know, we need money, we need an economy, but that's not the goal. You know, if we're all just got lots of money, it doesn't make people happy, because you see people who have lots of money, they're not necessarily happy. So that's why we need a balanced life, as we said in the beginning. So, thank you. Anything else? Yes, sir.
You said that people in this world are currently like materialistically driven. So how would you like detach / pull yourself away from that?
Us or them, or?
Just people in general, like if they have a materialistically driven mindset, how would you like change that?
You bring them here to a place like this, and you show them something positive, an alternative. Prabhupada called the Hare Krishna movement a positive alternative. So we show them something different. You don't have to live like that, you can live like this. And when they see the alternative, they might think, oh, actually, yes, I can try something different as well. So if you don't show someone an alternative, then they'll just keep doing the same thing. And Einstein, have you heard of Einstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Einstein said, The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and thinking that you'll get the same result. So if something's not working, you just keep doing it again and again, but it doesn't, nothing changes. So that means sooner or later you have to make a change. That's what I did in my life. Yeah, my life wasn't working, so then I changed some things and now I'm happy. You like to add something? Okay. Very good question. Anything else? Thank you all for coming.